Hi, we're going to do two things at the same time today. I'm going to get ready for a day of promoting the Exodus Summit out in the world, which means putting on a face and doing my hair. And we're going to talk today about you promoting your thing, your offer, your course, your retreat, your program, your digital product. How much is too much? And how do you know how to draw the line, or like how to do promotion in a way that feels good? I'd like to talk with you about those things. I didn't announce this live stream, so no one's here yet. So that gives me time to get a little cuter before anybody shows up. My name is Stephanie Perry. This YouTube channel is called Stephanie Perry Media. And on this channel, I share the behind the scenes of starting and growing a media business. My media business is YouTube channels, it's a book, it's things, it's talking, it's things. Okay. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in this conversation. If you clicked onto this video, you like this channel, right? Based on the title of the video. If you clicked on it, you'll like the channel. So please take a second and hit the subscribe button. Hola, Candace, buenos dias. Hola, DMV 0202, buenos dias. So I'm going live on Krishan's YouTube channel, which is called Blacksit Global. So I got to look cute because she's going to look cute, okay? And I need to, and I have somebody else. Listen, I'm recording two things today. The live stream with Krishan, and I'm recording an interview with someone. I'm sorry. If you're that someone, I apologize. Okay. It's a busy time of year for me. And so I thought I would get cute. I have a meeting with Clarice at 11. Clarice is a person, like my admin team. She's my person. She's my team. And I have a meeting with her in less than an hour. And then from there, it's back to back to back. I'm talking with one of the speakers from the summit. I have some things to do today, as you can tell. Got things to do. And so I wanted to talk with you and get ready at the same time. I hope that's not too distracting. Okay, so let's talk about promoting your thing. If you don't tell people that your thing exists, they won't know that it exists. And so promoting your offer, whatever your offer is, whatever it is that people give you money for, it's imperative, it's crucial. You have to do it. Sometimes people think that promoting their thing is, they use the term salesy, which you wish it was salesy. Salesy means you're making sales. You wish you were salesy. Okay. They use the term salesy in such a negative light. But we are always being told about something that then turns out to have been helpful. And we appreciate the person who told us about that thing. I can't name a thing in my life that I use that I like that nobody told me about. Right here on my desk, there at the affirmation, the rest deck from the Nap ministry, the Nap bishop, right? There's a rest deck, a deck of cards. I know about the deck of cards and her book because she told me about her book and her deck of cards. I'm using this water bottle. I'm not really using this water bottle. It's just beside me. I can't use a water bottle because I had my tooth extracted and you're not supposed to drink from a straw. So this is sitting here from days ago with lipstick still on the straw from days ago. But I know about this because somebody, they promoted or shared that their thing exists and that people like using it. And so the idea of promoting your work should not, and the word should isn't helpful, but should not feel slimy or terrible or hard or bad to you once you know that people like your thing. So sometimes what you need to do is get out there and get some testimonials is a little strong. Get some results for some people. Once you get somebody some results, then it's so much easier to talk your talk. It's so much easier to be like, in my coaching calls or my challenge, my book, my community, my whatever. It's easier to do that once you get a result for somebody. If you know that you can take someone from point A to point B, then promoting your work, your offer, is expediting, is speeding up their progress. If you don't talk about your thing, your offer, then They're going to stay where they are. Anybody here in this chat ever house sat? Because I talk about house sitting and I talk about trusted house sitters. Trusted house sitters is not my product, but I still promote it. I still talk about it. And I talk about it with my whole chest because I know how it helps Black women live better and their families. And so I even created a thing called house sitter season. Is house sitter season a real thing? Well, in my world it is. And you're going to hear about trusted house sitters all house sitter season. Promoting your work is speeding up people's win. Whatever win they're looking for in their life, whatever win you help people get to, promoting their work is speeding that. Promoting your work is speeding that up. Art, this includes artists. Art is a thing that makes our lives better. We love art. I'm using these bags, I'm using them as art, right? We love art. It makes our lives better. So that includes you out there. How do you know how much to promote your work? There are seasons to a lot of our offers, right? I just told you I created house sitter season. I created a season for that offer. And so I talk about house sitting, trusted house sitters a lot more during that time. We're currently in Exodus Summit season, you may have heard. And I forgot to get a wet thing. I get a lot of stuff on my hands when I do this. I talk about trusted house sitters a lot during this time. And then there's downtime, right? After Exodus Summit, right after Exodus Summit. I'll take some downtime. We don't have to talk about it too much. And then maybe around the beginning of the year, we want to talk about it again because people want to buy the replays. New Year is a time when people start thinking about their lives, their future, what changes they want to make. So then we get back to talking about Exodus Summit again, beginning of the year. Sometimes it's seasonal. If you don't know the season for your business, you can make it up. Like you can make up a season. But a lot of our things are naturally seasonal. Humans have a little rhythm of our own. Back to school season, we're in a season right now in September when people are interested in learning and trying new things or expanding their skill set, their repertoire, getting their money right. Naturally makes sense to talk those things during this time of year. You make your own season and you can go harder promoting your thing then. That doesn't mean you don't promote it at all when it's not that season. It doesn't mean you don't talk about your offer except during that season. Because I believe you want sales all year round. I do believe we want sales to be regular and steady. Most of us, for most of our products, not all. For retreats, maybe. You don't need your offer to sell all the time for retreats, but you do need to be growing your list of people all the time. So still promoting. Sometimes you're promoting your message and sometimes you're promoting your offer. I think that's another important point. I see y'all in the chat. Good morning. Hi. Say hi if you're here. I'll be done with this part in a second and then I can actually read. Then I'll be able to read the chat. I'm going to take my hair down and that'll be an easier thing for us to talk. It'll be an easier time for us to talk. So sometimes you're promoting your offer. Other times you're promoting your message. And you should have a clear idea of what your message is with respect to your offer. It shouldn't be that hard for you to know what you should be out in the world talking about. If you're struggling with that, you need to solve that problem. Because people probably don't want to invite you on their platform to talk about your coaching program. They want to talk about your message. You're going to invite people to your coaching program during that conversation. You get invited on podcasts or whatever. You're not there to talk about your offer. You're there to deliver your message. I think that is when we're really in the salesy bucket. When you go someplace where they expect you to deliver a message and instead you're only talking about your offer, That's the wrong way. That's salesy. That's how you don't get invited back. That's how you do not get invited back. When they want to talk about, you said that, we can heal from narcissistic abuse. Let's talk about that. And you're like, my book, buy my book if you want the answers. That's salesy in a negative way. Ain't no sales coming from it. We need a better term. Salesy implies you making sales, but from that conversation, you're not making sales. You need a message. What's your message? Promote. Promote your stuff is my message today. Okay. Once I get my brows on, then I'll be good. Okay. Hi. Hi, everyone. If you haven't said hi yet, say hi, please. Okay. And thank you for letting me do double duty today. Tomorrow is 2 weeks until Exodus Summit 2025, More Move Abroad Money. And this is a very full calendar time. Calendar super full in a good way. I'm glad about it. Normally I'm not glad about, I don't glorify the word busy. I don't glorify being busy, but I am grateful during this time of the year. People are like, oh, why don't you come over here and chat with me and my people about this thing that you're so interested in, that you're so passionate about? And I'm going to go and deliver my message, right? And I'm not going to their audience until I deliver my message. Does not care about Exodus Summit. Even though I know Exodus Summit can change their lives, can change their family's life, right? Can change the whole trajectory, can change their future. I'm not on their platform to talk about Exodus Summit. I'm on their platform to deliver my message, which I'm pretty clear about. Leave this country, leave that. I keep saying this country. I'm not in that country. Leave the country and you'll live better. I'm not there, though, to deliver that. I'm not there, though, to promote my theme as far as they're concerned. I'm there to deliver that message. How accessible, how easy, or how hard is it? What do we not know about life abroad that I need people to know so that they'll then be interested in something like Exodus Summit? That's my message. Waiting, putting off the good things in life is a scam. And that's my message. Okay. I do have tissue. I don't have anything damp, but I do have tissue. Good morning. Hi, everyone. How's everybody? Hey, Kim. Hey, Evelyn. Hey, Kioka. Hey, Shantae. Right on the money. Good morning. Benita, Nichelle, Crystal. How's everybody? How's everybody? Yeah, holiday season. Nichelle is the author author of Vintage Black Glamour and Vintage Black Glamour Gentlemen's Quarters, the most beautiful coffee table books you will ever have. And yes, holiday season, it's time for you to get out on that trail, right? Get out talking that talk. Get out there and let people know that these books exist and their life will be better with them. Absolutely. DMV 0202, I'm better at promoting other people's products, but not myself. Hi, Gail. You can unlearn that, right? You can undo that. It doesn't have to stay that way, right? Your stuff is just as helpful, right? Exodus Summit is just as helpful, more helpful, I think, than Trusted House Sitters, right? Once you have some testimonials, some of the problem is we don't bother to collect testimonials and then read our testimonials. Make sure that you're getting back in touch one way or another with the people who have been positively impacted by you and let them sing your praises to you sometimes. Let them tell you how amazing you have been for them. And let that guide your promotion calendar. Let that guide you in continuing to talk your talk out in the world. How do you get that? How do you get Oh, gonna snag the mess out of my hair because my nail is snagged. And I don't think I have a file here. Can I just look cute without problem? Can I look cute without any problems? I don't want to snag my hair every single twist. Okay. So how do you get testimonials from people? You ask, formally or informally. After coaching programs and individual calls and whatever, you can have an automated email sent out. Give me a score and give me a testimonial, right? It can be that simple. It can be an automated email every time someone finishes a coaching call with you or whatever your product or service is. Also, on something like on social media, every now and then you can just be like, have I helped you? Can you shout me out and let me know? Formal and informal. And then if you're in community with your people, they'll just tell you, especially if your people are Black women. If you're in community with the people that you serve and they're Black women, they'll just tell you. if you see or hear from them, they'll let you know how helpful you were, how much they appreciate you, and how other people need to know about what you're doing. Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Okay, let me get down here. Okay, I'm getting ready to. Yes, it's that time of the year. It's that time of the year. October is book season. October, November, that's book season. If you have a book, you need to be out in the world delivering your message so people know that your book exists. Okay, let's see how this goes. I may have to get up and get a nail file. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Well, okay. Okay. All right. So promoting your thing is promoting the change, the transformation that your thing facilitates. And if you don't promote your thing, then people are missing out on that change, on that transformation. It should be hard to promote your thing if it doesn't work. If it's no good, if it's not worth the money, that's the only reason it should be hard to promote your stuff. If it works, if it's good, if it's worth the price, then we need to be talking about it. Hey, Zykia. You're welcome. I know it's timely. Listen, I'll be knowing. I'll be listening. I'm a good listener. I hear what's happening out here in the world. Black women in particular are plagued with this problem, right? I don't want to promote myself. I don't want it to be about me. Well, then you're in the way. You're in somebody's way. If you're not pointing them to the solution, to the help, to the whatever you've created, then you're like in their way because they're looking for it. They're already looking for it. I think that's another problem. I keep saying part of the problem. Another problem is that we're not, even though we've created this thing and we believe it to be helpful, we don't really know if people are looking for it. There's somebody looking for a solution to any problem, right? Whether it's, I need some beautiful art for my new apartment, that's my problem. Or I need to heal from this narcissistic abusive relationship, or I need money so I can quit this job that's killing me, or I need to learn how to operate even though I'm super afraid. I need to learn how to take action in the face of fear. Somebody's looking for the solution. Now, you may word your solution differently than they word theirs, and you may word your problem differently. I think that's more of a concern than nobody needing it. It's hardly ever nobody needs this. It's almost always I'm not using the right wording, the right language to get the attention of the people who would really benefit. And so that means you just need to be in places where they are talking about this problem. Might be Facebook coaching communities, might be YouTube channels and podcasts, but you need to be in the place where people with this problem or who are in this place, where people are they're talking their talk, and you need to find out what they're saying and use the language they're using. If you're not in community with the people that you want to serve, you're making everything harder. And you may very well have a product or service that nobody wants and nobody asked for because you didn't take the first step. I talked on might have been on this channel. It's been, I'm so out of sync on this channel. My step channel. It might have been on this channel. We talked about if you're not in community with the people you serve, what did I call them? I don't know. I had some words for people who have an audience. You have an audience, yeah. People who have an audience of Black women but aren't in community with Black women. They're not the same thing. I recommend both. Okay, I recommend that you're in community with the people who you want to be in your audience or who you want to be your clientele. That'll solve the problem of, did I make a thing that nobody wants? Or am I talking about this in a way that they don't get? Community will solve that problem. Anybody got anything to talk about here today? Any questions? Any whatevers? We're coming up on the tail end. I got to meet with Clarice in 30 minutes, so I have some time to burn. But also, if we're done with this, we can also be done with this. Any questions, concerns? Let me scroll. Maybe I'm not scrolled far. Hey, Mara. So what is your promotion calendar? What does your promotion calendar look like? If you're in high season, like me, if you're in Exodus Summit season, you may only be making 3 pieces of content that week, but that content needs to be everywhere, right? You need to have it up on your YouTube channel. You need to have, your promotion needs to be in these places: on your YouTube channel, on your Instagram, on your Facebook. It needs to be on LinkedIn for most of us. We're underutilizing, including me, underutilizing LinkedIn. Your email list, it may be the same 3 things, the same message. Your 3 pieces of content that week could be your message, right? What is my message? Plus a testimonial from someone, right? Here's somebody else's experience with this thing. Plus an actual sales pitch. Register now. Here's what you get. Here's who it's for, right? An actual sales pitch. Those 3 pieces of content are every week when you're in high season, and they're everywhere, every week and everywhere. Your email list should not be quiet. Even if your email list is 50 people, they need to be getting those 3 pieces of content every week while you're in high season. And again, you may have made up high season, right? You may decide what busy season is going to be for you, and then you just choose that. How did I do? Ah, thank you. I'm pretending you're giving me compliments. Thank you so much for all of the compliments. All right, I have a couple bobby pins here. I like to let my hair sit for a little bit and then I decide on the bobby pin placement. Oh, thank you. All right. Um, yeah. Okay. I wish my twist out was looking like this today. Girl, we can't listen, it can't be every day. Without the rain, how would you appreciate the sunshine? Without my hair yesterday, how would I appreciate my hair today? Uh, it don't need to be every day. Every day don't need to be a, a good hair day. I don't think. Because on a good hair day, I don't exercise. I haven't been outside, right? I don't do all the other things that make me feel good that I'll appreciate later. No, it can't be every day. All right. Okay, so that's it. That's it. We go out and talk our talk because it's what we do is worth it. And the way that we serve people, the way that we help people, it's worth it. And they want to hear it. They really do want to hear it. Um, there's no point in hiding your light. What is it? Hiding your light in a bushel? Absolutely not for Black women. I don't know about everybody else, but humility is not for Black women. Okay. If you don't learn anything else, if you don't take anything else away today, take that away. Humility is not for Black women. Maybe other people should be more humble, not us. Thank you, Benita. Hey, QW. Thanks, Crystal. Harlem minded, without the rain, how do we appreciate the sunshine? Yeah, yeah, right? Sometimes I just need to look a mess. So that other days I can be like, oh my gosh, look at, oh, can you believe nobody in the history of bodies has looked better than I look at this minute, right? You gotta go. This is a pendulum. The pendulum has to swing. The pendulum has to swing. Carla Unapologetic says, I'm tired of being humble. Take it out of your toolkit and throw it away and burn it, right? The humility is not for Black women. Unlearn it. And I think a way to unlearn it is boldly. Some things you can unlearn gradually. Some things you can unlearn, a step at a time. Humility, you just have to throw it away and be like, I am the baddest. I think that is Black women, the baddest. Music will help you with that. I believe in music to help you with that. Music gets into your brain, and you can you restart music like affirmations and affirmation music, right? Music, affirmations, and affirmation music will help you with that, right? It will help you. It seeps into your brain, and next thing you know, you wake up singing that, right? I don't really, do I have what is my, so I have an affirmation playlist, of course, and I have a lot of Tony Jones affirmation music on my phone and in my library. But do I have a playlist? And if I do, can I tell you what's on it? Playlists. Mama Said Knock You Out is a playlist. Oh, yeah. Okay. Mama is LL Cool J. Mama Said Knock You Out. I Ain't No Joke. Bring the Ruckus from Wu-Tang, which is not my favorite. I don't know why. Rough Riders Anthem. Ain't No Half Steppin', Big Daddy Kane. Bombs Over Baghdad from Outkast. That's more about the beat. I can't really tell you what the song is about. That's more about the beat. Don't Sweat the Technique, Eric B. and Rakim. Paid in Full, Eric B. and Rakim. We Gonna Make It, Jada Kiss. Now we're slowing down a little bit. And then J-Bo, You Already Know What I'm About. That's Jada Kiss. Jada Kiss is on that. Okay. So that's a playlist that I would use to get to pop my stuff. And then I have, so my affirmations playlist talk is different. Okay, so Tony Jones, but Tony Jones, Me Versus Every Me, in that, on that album, she's got some songs that you can use also for your I'm tired of being humble playlist. Humility is not for Black women playlist. I need a humility is not for Black women playlist. And there needs to be some Black women on that playlist. So we need to do that. We need to get that together because humility is not for Black women. I sincerely believe that. Every now and then you'll hear people be like, they'll compliment someone and they'll be like, oh, and she's such a humble person. And I'm like, that's not a compliment. Michelle Obama's podcast, they just talked about that with Erica Alexander, Maxine Shaw. She just was a guest on their podcast with, the woman who plays Sinclair, whose name is, y'all will tell me in a second. And that's exactly what they said. Things be floating in the air. Thoughts, movements be floating in the air. And we're in a humility is not for Black women movement. Kim Coles, thank you. I knew it. Thank you. Listen, at 51, I don't have the capacity to recall things like I used to. My recall is slipping. Plus the COVID, I guess the COVID does that to people. And I've had the COVID. I've had some COVID. So a combination of these things means my recall is it's not the best. And I see why my grandmother used to just call everybody's name and be like, your name is one of these names. Okay. Gwen, Gladys, Keisha, Marcy, Stephanie, you're one of those people. Okay. Recall slipping. But I don't need to remember everything. Yeah. Okay. I don't feel bad about it. All right. Yes. Humility is not for Black women. So that also ties in with our conversation today. Promote your stuff, your message, your offer, and yourself. Get those things out in the world. Talk about them to people who are interested in hearing about them. Talk about them to people who would want to have those conversations. It's Exodus Summit season. Get your ticket at exodussummit.com. We are bringing in speakers to get you your move abroad money, right? Terry Agioma is coming to talk trading. Can you imagine? Do you know Terry Agioma? And can you imagine her being humble? Oh, well, I've only helped people make millions of dollars, but I can't. Oh, I don't want to talk about it too much. Can you imagine? Rachel Rogers is our keynote speaker. Can you imagine Rachel Rogers? I've only helped Black women and queer femmes and marginalized people. I've only helped them, make so much money that their whole family's future is changed. Oh, but I don't want to talk about it too much. I'm humble. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Mo the Goddess? I'm just on OnlyFans, and then I help other women make money on OnlyFans. My body is not all that. Can you imagine Mo the Goddess being humble with that body? Girl. Humility is not for Black women. ExodusSummit.com. If you need money to move abroad, get your ticket at ExodusSummit.com. It's online October 10th through 13th, which is sooner than you think. Tomorrow, it'll be 2 weeks. Get your ticket. Price goes up on October 10th also. October 9th is the last day at this price. We have sessions on teaching abroad. We have sessions on virtual assistant, starting a virtual assistant business, which I think is going to be one of the biggest overall helpful sessions. More women are going to be more helped with that session. There are some sessions that are very specific, but that session, I think a lot of women are going to come away with their move abroad money from that session. Tax preparer. We have a session on being a tax preparer, which is a short part of the year. You can make enough money to live out the rest of the year wherever you want in the world. And she said, Sharonda's teaching that session, and she said, I asked her specifically, like, how many years, how many seasons of tax prep do you need under your belt before it can be your main source of income? And she was like, oh, well, if you live in a place where you live on $2,000 a month, the first year. Okay. Okay. You can make 20. I asked her, how long before you can make 20 or $25,000 in a full season so that you can float yourself for the rest of the year? And she was like, the first season, come to my session. Okay. Yeah, you can ask whatever. I'm here and I have 20 minutes still. ExodusSummit.com, get your tickets. This is our second time focusing only on money in Exodus Summit. And we're doing this again. We're running it back because the summit that we focused on money is the summit when Black women were like, oh, I'm leaving the country. Sometimes when we talk about here's how you get residency, here's what you do with, here's how you declutter, you say, okay, this was great, but then do you make progress? Are you out of the country now? When we did the summit on money in 2022, Black women got out the door, made the money, came to the summit, listened to the speakers, picked a session or two that they were going to dive deep into, made money that way and got out the door, out of the country. So we're running it back because if there's ever been a time for us to get out, hasta pronto, all right, now it's today. Okay. Yeah, ask whatever questions. I'm here. I got some time, Shantae. Benita, got my ticket and booked a hotel in another state. I'm ready. Okay, Benita is ready to dive in. Good. Yes, so mark off your calendar, October 10th through 13th. And also make sure that you have a quiet place so you can be focused. This is treat Exodus Summit. Benita is absolutely right. Treat Exodus Summit like it's life-changing because it can be life-changing. Treat it like it's beyond a class or classes. It's beyond that because you also want to engage it with the community. But treat it like it's going to do something for you because it's going to do something for you. Okay, Shantae's question, how important is it to have an address in the US when I leave? It depends. I need an address in the US because I still have my US bank accounts. Most of us will keep a US bank account. You need your tax stuff to go somewhere. So I think okay, the answer is not, it depends. I think it's important to have a US address. Mine is my parents' address and a PO box. You can use a friend's or family member's address. You can pay for an address. There are virtual mailboxes where they will open your mail and scan it so you can read it wherever you are in the world. And then you can tell them either send it here or shred it or something else. I don't remember what the solutions were. I used a virtual mailbox very briefly when I was on my sabbatical in 2015 until I realized I ain't getting any good mail. I don't need it. Just use my parents' address. And I do have a post office box. Yeah, so you do need a physical address for US banks. So that's why I was about like, it depends. It depends is the wrong answer. The answer is it's important, but you decide what that is. It can be a friend or family member's address. It can be an address, a physical address that you pay for. Those virtual mailboxes, they're physical addresses. Mine was in Los Angeles somewhere, right? They're physical. The virtual mailbox will, So if the virtual mailbox, and Adelia says, keep the address. Hey, Adelia, keep the US address. Get and keep a US address. Virtual mailbox for me was a physical address. That's not it. I am waiting on one call, but that's not it. So yes, keep a US address. Virtual mailboxes with a physical address are good. A virtual mailbox with that is a PO box is not as helpful. So that's why I have my parents' address, but I do also have a post office box. Okay. If you have it can be a friend or family member, unless if you don't have that person in your life, then Google virtual mailbox and go that route. Hey, Dr. Yvette's route. Is Exodus Summit always in October? Being selfish, but I leave America in October and I want to focus on not being in this country. Yes, it's been in October since the second year. The first year was in September. It was September 26th, I think it started. Yes, September 26th or September 27th. So tomorrow or Saturday is the 5th anniversary of the first summit. But yeah, we've chosen Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Weekend. October is a good time of the year for us. So yes, I leave America in October and I wanted to focus on not being in this country. Yeah. Um, yeah. Pamela Jones, I just got a virtual address. That's a physical address. Yes. Used anytime mailbox. That sounds familiar? Anytime mailbox. Mine was something like that. I guess they all have the same kind of name. Mine was something like that as well. I believe I paid $12 or $17 a month. Or was it a year? No, it wasn't a year. It must have been like $12 a month. And you know me, I don't shop around. I don't look around for that kind of thing. I just paid it. And then eventually I was like, I ain't paying this no more. I don't get any good mail. What did I need this for? I know my mom and dad's address. Just use that. Anything else we want to talk about? Okay, so promoting your offer, how much is too much? A whole lot more than you're doing. Okay. You're promoting your offer too much when you have more sales than you can handle. Then you need to dial down the promotion. Okay. And remember that we're promoting our offer, we're promoting our message. And if you're the face of your business, you're also promoting yourself. Your brand is what people would call it, right? And so you can mix it up. If you get sick of talking about your offer, talk about your message, right? Your message is almost always going to lead the way. Nobody wants, like I said, nobody wants to invite you on on their podcast or their YouTube channel or to their conference to talk about your product or your offer. They want you to talk about your message. So almost always the message. I meant without the sunshine, how do we appreciate the rain? Oh, okay, yeah. Right? If it's always sunny, how do you appreciate then if you have the sunshine, then you can appreciate a good rainy day. I'm getting back under them covers. That's what I do. Oh, okay. Let me go take a shower and put on my day jammas. Let me take off my pajamas. Let me take a shower and let me put on my day jammas and let me get back into bed. Bogota gives me a lot of them days. How much time do you have to spend in Colombia a year to have residency? So because I'm getting the digital nomad visa, they don't have any requirement on that. I don't know the answer for other visas. Shantae, I don't know the answer. So Shantae is asking this because in some countries, if you have residency, you need to stay in that country X number of days out of the year. And then other countries do not care. You have residency, you don't need to come back, right? Mexico is like, I don't care what you do. I believe Costa Rica, you need to visit every year. I may have made that up. It may be nothing, right? Panama and Ecuador, I don't think they have requirements. But then Portugal is like, if you're a resident here on this D7 visa, you need to spend, I don't know, 100 and some days every year in Portugal, or 100 and some, 200 some, I'll make up a number in a minute. But different countries have different rules. I don't know what Colombia's rule is for like a retirement visa. For the digital nomad visa, they don't care because it's not a residency. It's a visitor's visa, not a residency visa. Things are different for me in Bogota because I expect to be able to get, I'll tell you this because we're on this smaller channel, I expect to be able to get permanent residency through adoption. So I'm not really concerned with permanent residency right now. I'm just, give me my digital nomad visa so I know I can come and go. But whatever. How easy, hey Zolani, how easy was the digital nomad visa? Girl, I still don't have it. It's an easy process. LT did hers before she left the United States and she had it in a week or two. I'm using a third party and I still don't have it. Easy, you need bank statements. I needed bank statements, a letter explaining my business because I'm self-employed. And then my business, that thing you get from the tax man, the letter, not the tax man, the 1099, the certificate of whatever. I needed a handful of things. My background check, fingerprints, which I did down here. I still don't have it. If I had done things back in Delaware before I left, I'd be done. My landlord is so sick of me because I don't have it. I can't get a bank account here. She's over it. Olga is over it. Easy. I'll say it easy, but time consuming. Using a third party and then starting the process when I was here instead of back in Delaware has dragged me down. And then also not responding on WhatsApp when they ask me for something else, right? Because I don't look at my WhatsApp. I don't open my phone often. And so every now and then I'll be like, oops, they asked me for this 10 days ago. I still don't have it. Yes, I'm still on a tourist visa, even with an apartment. I wouldn't recommend it. I think I'm waiting for this phone call. Okay, thank you for hanging out with me today, friends. Very nice to see you. I hope I'll see you at Exodus Summit. And thank you for showing up here and helping me get myself ready. Have a wonderful day. Promote your stuff. Okay, nobody will know if you don't. Bye.